Well, hello there. It's time for math class, and today we start a new chapter, chapter 15. Now, chapter 15 is about geometry. We've talked about geometry before, but we're going to do some new things and review some old things, so let's get started. Today we're going to do lesson 24. In your work text, that's page 247 and 248. And we're going to be talking about polygons today. Here we go. When we talk about polygons, there's a few things that we need to remember. First of all, we need to know about lines. Now, a line goes in both directions without stopping ever. And you can see that we show a line by making a line with an arrow on both ends of it. Those arrows indicate that the line doesn't stop. It keeps going forever and ever and ever in both directions. A line segment is kind of like a piece of a line. In this picture of the line segment, you can see a dot at either end. Those dots are called endpoints. And a line segment has a beginning and has an end, wherever those endpoints are. And we call that a segment or a part of a line segment. A ray has one side that has a beginning, but the other end goes on and on and on forever. So, lines, line segments, and rays are important when we're talking about polygons, and here's why. Angles are something that make up polygons, and let's take a moment here to look at some angles. You have two angles there in front of you right now. The one on the left is a right angle. It's a special kind of angle where the two rays meet, the endpoint where they meet forms a right angle. And we have just a very informal way that we can use to measure a right angle. If you have your page there, you might want to hold your page right up to the screen, and you'll notice that the ray on one side of the right angle follows exactly the side of one side of your page, and the other ray exactly follows the other side. Your page is kind of big to hold up there. If you have a little sticky note or if you have an index card, you can use that as your right angle tester. Just hold it up to the angle and see if it follows the left side or one side and the bottom side of the page. The second angle on your page, on the one on the right, is also an angle. You can see there are two rays that share an endpoint. And this one is smaller than a right angle. If you hold your little index card or paper up there, you'll find that when you line up one ray, the other ray is hidden by the paper. We'll learn more about angles later, but this one is smaller than a right angle because you can't see one of the rays when you hold something with a right angle up there to measure it. We have other kinds of angles that are bigger than a right angle. And again, we'll be learning more about those in later lessons. But there's another word you need to know when we're talking about polygons and angles. And that is the word vertex. The endpoint that two rays share when we form an angle is called the vertex. So that endpoint, that little dot where they meet, is called the vertex. When we talk about polygons generally or always have more than one vertex. And so there's the plural form of this word that you also need to know, and it's vertices. Vertices. So more than one vertex is called vertices. Let's look and see how this applies to polygons. Polygons. Probably you would remember them, and you could probably name most of them. You can see that the sides of a polygon are made up of line segments. For example, a triangle is made up of 3 line segments, and a square has 4. A pentagon has 5 line segments. A hexagon has 6 line segments, and an octagon has 8 line segments. These shapes that you see in front of you are all regular polygons because all of those line segments for each shape are the same size. So all of the line segments making up that triangle are the same size. If you would measure them, you would find that they were exactly the same. All of the line segments making up the square, or sometimes we say quadrilateral. Quad means 4. And a special quadrilateral that has the sides that are equal to each other is called a square. This one is a regular quadrilateral or a square. We have a special name for that one. The next one, you can see the sides are all the same length, so it was a regular pentagon, and then a regular hexagon, and a regular octagon. The other thing that you need to know is that different kinds of shapes have different numbers of vertices. So look at the triangle again. Remember the vertex is where two line segments meet. And when you look at the triangle, you can see there are 3 dots there. Those 3 dots, those 3 green dots, show you where the line segments meet. So not only does a triangle have 3 sides, it also has 3 vertices. Same with a square. 4 sides, 4 vertices. A pentagon, 5 sides, 5 vertices. Go ahead and count them. A hexagon, 6 sides, 6 vertices. And an octagon, 8 sides and 8 vertices. So that's our lesson for today. I hope that you have an easy time doing your page. It's not so hard, but if you get stuck, don't hesitate to call me, and I'll be there to help you. All right. Talk to you later. Goodbye.